Freedom, the basic human right of everyone on the planet. But in parts of Africa, freedom is still a daily struggle. One man who made a difference was Tom Mboya. He saw education as the key to Africa's freedom. With the help of John Kennedy, he initiated an airlift of future leaders whose pursuit of freedom has led to an audacity of hope. The vision of Thomas Mboya is carried on now by his daughter, Dr. Susan Mboya, and the Zawadi Project. Zawadi brings young women from Africa and empowers them with education so that they can return to their homeland and bring about change, one girl at a time. This is the story of Zawadi.
My father started this program, the Airlift program, back in the 1960s, even before I was born, with the vision of providing a pipeline of strong young leaders to take these new emerging nations into the next century.
Well, Susan Mboya has this tremendously bracing, visionary concept of changing the continent of Africa, the entire continent, one girl at a time, which in some ways seems absolutely foolish, silly. Who would undertake something like that? But on the other hand, my experience has been that that's the only real way that change comes, is through individual people acting in a concerted way around some issue of principle in a very patient way. And I have no doubt with the caliber of girls that I've seen here at Xavier and that I've met through the other students that she's had involved in the program at other schools, that change will be coming.
And it's a fact that women in many countries, including many in Africa, simply do not have the access to the education that they would ideally like and which they deserve. So this program meets many needs. It meets the need of providing a first-class education to young women who are extraordinary already in their capabilities, in their ambition, but it does it also by bringing them to an environment that they never otherwise would understand and experience, and then have them go back to their home country.
My name is Sharon Almai Oradu, and I'm from Malaba in Teso district of Western Kenya.
My name is Charity Wayua, and I'm from Kitui, Kenya, which is about 2.5 hours from Nairobi, the capital.
I believe that by being here and getting this gift of education, I am the one person that can start making a difference in my community.
I had never thought that I would be able to go and study abroad, and so right from the beginning I knew that it was going to be a really big deal for both me and my family.
I'm a firm believer that educating women is educating the whole nation.
I am going to be going into graduate school for my PhD in chemistry. After that, I hope to be involved in research about hopefully malaria or some other disease that's really prevalent in Kenya.
I believe that if we want to change the problems that we have in our communities, the problems of poverty and violence against women and economical problems, we will have to educate women first, because when women understand their rights, they understand their need to get engaged in their communities, then it's possible that we can be able to solve all the problems that we have in this world.
Watching the girls graduate last month was, without any question, the proudest moment of my entire life. I mean, seeing the vision that my father had set years and years ago, and the vision that I had started with 5 years ago, seeing that come to life, seeing that come to fruition, was just the most amazing moment of my whole life.
When those girls crossed the graduation stage in May, I felt just a whole mixture of things, They kind of broke my heart in one way, Broke with pride and joy, like any parents in a way out there in the audience. Having watched what's happened to those girls over the course of their years here, seeing them grow, all that they contributed and so on. Having gotten to know them in the way that I got to know them, it was just really wonderful to be able to be there to celebrate with them.
I've often said the best money the government can spend, and I think the best money we as individuals can donate, really goes to the enhancement of the education of young people. That's our future.
The other thing the Zawadi program has taught me is to dream, and to dream big. I think growing up and not even realizing that some of the things I went through were an issue at all. So, when I went with my friends and we had to go fetch water, in a borehole, it didn't seem like a really big deal. And then I come here and I realize, okay, people in another part of the world don't have to worry about that. There's so many other things that are possible, and I think the biggest thing I've learned is it's possible. It's possible to do so much more than I have done. It's possible for people to live above the poverty line. It's possible for people not to be dying of HIV. It's possible, it's possible, it's possible. I think that has been my greatest lesson.
Khuluma Nkosi wena lakithi nambethi